One thing about Bethune, coach down there, I mean, she's going to, every year, her team's going to be competitive. They're going to play hard. They're going to be scrappy. Like, she's playing almost a South Carolina offense that year. They had, the three posts with, Boston and the other kids down there. And she had three posts out there, and it was a little hard matchup for us because they were doing a lot of dribble drive and movement within the offense. So it was a little hard for us to keep up just with our traditional lineup in, especially for our starting lineup, just staying out of foul trouble. And so I think when teams do that, they get easy baskets, and it frustrates a little bit, and it makes us be a little bit passive. So we've got to figure out just how the nature of the calls, because I don't mind. I think the calls are very elite on our end. I just want the same eliteness on the other end, So I do think that is something that we're going to continue to work on to figure out where we're going wrong with our power lunges, and where we're going wrong when we're meeting them. There were some good calls that we called because we knew that they were driving, and we got a lot of charge calls down the stretch that definitely helped us. But we'll figure some things out. I think we got shocked. I've never been in a situation this year where a team has came into our space where they put up more shots than us. So I think just their game plan was a lot more aggressive than ours, but that's natural. They're playing. This is their first game of the week, and this is our third in a 7-day stretch. You know what I mean? So they had a little bit more juice than us, and it's going to be kind of similar thing coming in with FAMU. So the ability for our kids to sustain in a game where we hard road trip, like when we came from UAPB, we're driving on the bus, we're cramped up, we get here at 3:00 in the morning, they go to class, we went to class, everybody, some of us, okay. We went to class, and so then we're getting ready for preparation, we do a little team meeting, and then we're back after it on the court. So it's been a little bit of a stretch for us, but their perseverance when the game is tight, we're getting so much experience in tight situations that they don't even flinch now. It's like, okay, what we running, how we doing it, and we come back, and their ability to hit shots and finish and understand. I think especially there's a beauty in a point guard understanding you and what you need outside of that turnover. When she was just driving at one time, she made superb decisions down the stretch. We know when we can go to Lele and she can finish in the paint when we require tough finishes so that we don't have to complain about the refs, and we got some of those. And so I just love that we have the pieces going in and out. But I love the game plan that she attacked us with. I think it was something that we hadn't seen yet, and it's going to prepare us for postseason a little bit more. And so we're grateful for that to see and to be able to outcome. I think if we play that again, we don't pass up on our shots. We're not shooting the perimeter shot as much as we need to. I wouldn't say shooting as much as we're not hitting it as much as we need to, and I think that's allowing everybody to collapse a little bit more in the paint. Once we get going again with our 3-point shooting, I think some of this fouls and this collapsing is going to spread out. So, yeah.
Well, this could be for the players, Fantroy and Aaliyah. Talk to the fatigue of tonight's game, them trying to take advantage. Do you think that their talent matches out, or that you guys were just a little tired?
I think we were tired, especially they were coming out hard. So we just need to, just keep going, keep push through the fatigue, and because the next team's going to do the same thing. So, yeah.
Yeah, piggyback off that. I think it was just a build-up of fatigue over playing these last couple of games, like back to back to back. Our body's a little tired, but they were pushing the ball down the floor quickly, and we just weren't really ready for it, but just got to adjust.
Aaliyah, I saw you as a spark tonight. You kind of took control, especially in the fourth quarter. Talk to how you were able to do that along with Fantroy and your teammates and kind of get everybody involved.
Well, I'm a competitor. When they started calling bull crap, I was just like, okay, come on, next stop, next play. And, me and Lay, we work together. Like, that's my girl. So, we kind of feed off each other, and, yeah.
Let's talk about the perseverance through this week and looking forward to FAMU Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, we're not done yet. So we still got a little in the tank we got to figure out, and, coming. And I just know on the other side of this, we're going to be so resilient. So, you never know why these things kind of work out like they do. But we're kind of grateful because we really get to see who we are. And I think in the SWAC, it's really different when you're playing a lot of non-conference teams because you're just trying to stay in the game. You really don't get to like really work on who you are and what you can do, and sometimes they don't get to see the reward. So for us, just finishing the first round, and this is the start of the second, I think we'll go into this just with a little bit more confidence and a little bit more humility for the SWAC. And preparation, I think that's our biggest thing. Like, we've been really good at preparing each game in conference and just not letting that go. I think this is probably one of the games, just because of everything going on, we've been a little off key. I think it's going to bring us back in and help us kind of sink in. And they know they have to help keep the team focused. You know what I mean? And when they do that, we're really good because they're phenomenal down the stretch, like phenomenal in execution.
Some of the things that stood out to me were calls.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about keeping composure. We didn't get no text, we didn't get anything, and there was times where the energy was, it was there. So let's talk to keeping our composure and not reacting to it.
It was frustrating. Don't lie, it was frustrating. A lot of iffy calls, like, it's tough on the refs, I know, but sometimes, you gotta make a better call.
And I do think it's hard. I think we're learning. We've been so skilled early on that as we're getting deeper into the SWAC, like, our aggression is picking up. So like, we know that those calls should be ours. And I think sometimes, refs steady too, so I don't want to take advantage of disrespect their preparation in the game, but like, we're growing every game and we're transitioning to a different team as well. And so if they're studying some things from the past, they don't naturally like coach, like they anticipate a little bit more than what's actually happening right now. And so we work on our drops and our rotation. And again, I think it was, we had some clean blocks, we had some charges. I don't want to say it was all, but it's kind of part of the game. We're at a space now, though, where it is frustrating, but we don't depend on that. Like, and we don't want to make that a thing. Like, we don't know what home feels like. That's fine. We'll just play like we're on the road every game, and it is what it is. It's gonna make us better, so that we don't learn to need or require, help. Execution is our focus, and they have been doing a phenomenal job of that. Like, I just have to say, down the stretch, these kids have phenomenal poise. And I don't know that there's a lot of teams out there like that with the adversity that they're seeing. And you cannot dismiss that. Like, you have to give them credit for how they're playing down the stretch. And it's almost like surreal a little bit because it's like, well, when they gonna miss? Lord, don't let it be this year. But they really, when we require a play from them, they're getting it done. So we're very, very, very grateful and excited about that. It's crazy.
I have a question. We just celebrated National Women in Sports Day. What does that mean to you, and who has been the most influential person for you in your coaching career?
Oh, wow. There's so many. I always say the one who really gave me my first shot on the Division I level was Katie Meyer. Being a black woman in this industry, there's a tend to go straight into being a recruiter, and I can build relationships, and I'm a mama and all of that. And she looked at me and she asked me what I wanted to be, and she studied what I was doing, and she told me I had creative chaos, and it's really what my offense is about. And so she gave me the right, the feel, the confidence to create offense and not just be a recruiter, but to get involved in the schematics of things and the design of things, even the engineering of offense. So it helped me be where I'm at without fear. You go into a lot of places, and I've been on a lot of different programs where they wouldn't try flux because they had a system, they was there, and I respected that, but I never stopped building it. And so going into these young ladies now having the biggest effect in my career because they buy in, and they're buying into the offense and their check, which is new to them too. I think people forget about that. Like, this is all new to them. It takes a considerable amount of trust and faith in me at this point to change some of their things in their game, and to buy into this. So, I would definitely say Kate, but I have so many, Kim. Kimberly Davis Powell, like she's a AAU coach, you know, grassroots, but she's mothered so many All-Americans, you know, and she really got me into understanding to be a pro. So when it comes to my player development and understanding what kids could do offensively and the components, she really fostered me in that. So I've had so many special moments where people have gotten me better, coming from this place and teaching me to have my crown on, because, you know, systematically coming from Alcorn, I shouldn't know what I know. I shouldn't be who I am, but they gave me the grace and the confidence to do that. So I really revel in this place, even going as far back as Vivian Stringer, you know, who and Carolyn Peck, who said, you know what, I know I'm reveling, but I can be a black woman and a head coach, and I can play at an elite level. So yes, I'm done.